If the toxoplasmosis parasite gets to his brain, I'm afraid he may lose his freedom of speech.
Yeah, while FCC Chair Brendan Carr may have lost his freedom of speech in that hilarious South Park episode, his attacks against real Americans' freedom of speech are going about as well as it did for him in that episode.
Oh, there you are, Mr. President. I need to talk to you.
No, Brendan Carr, don't!
Whoa!
The FCC guy must have ankles.
Because today, a group of patriotic protesters crashed an FCC meeting to make their voices heard and call for the censorship czar to be fired.
We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
And personally, I had a feeling South Park would be doing as well in the prediction market as in the satire department. All we need now is for Trump's satanic butt baby to be real, which in this wild world we're living in doesn't seem like much of a stretch. So drop a like and subscribe to Really American, and like these patriotic protesters, get vocal in those comments. Now, Trump's censorship czar has famously been having a pretty rough couple weeks after bending over backwards and forwards to silence Trump's critics, or as he refers to them, his enemies.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
South Park returned Wednesday night and weighed in on Jimmy Kimmel's nearly week-long suspension. In the fifth episode, titled Conflict of Interest, the sitcom targeted President Trump's FCC chairman Brendan Carr following his comments that appeared to influence ABC's decision to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live last week. After Kimmel referenced the man who was accused of fatally shooting Charlie Kirk during his September 15th monologue, Carr appeared on conservative activist Benny Johnson's podcast 2 days later.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Now, South Park is using Carr's own words in their latest episode. After Vice President J.D. Vance tells Trump how his life will change when Satan gives birth to their baby, the president tries numerous ways to stop Satan's pregnancy. However, the FCC chairman ends up repeatedly getting caught up in Trump's antics when he comes to warn him about a, quote, offensive government app.
And boy, oh boy, was that ever a prophetic episode, because this whole shit show has not gone how Trump and Carr expected.
If the goal of Trump and Brendan Carr was to quash dissent, I don't think they're accomplishing their goal. Trump and Carr just last week attempted to get Jimmy Kimmel kicked off the air, which resulted in bipartisan condemnation, a boycott against the network, Kimmel's imminent reinstatement, and the biggest audience that Kimmel has ever had. And now we can officially add to that list that South Park has portrayed Donald Trump as having impregnated the devil and having introduced Brendan Carr to its audience, relentlessly shitting his pants, which, if I'm Trump or Brendan Carr, probably lands in the fail category. In fact, even Kimmel himself made sure that his audience knew exactly how hypocritical and anti-American Trump and Carr were.
Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, telling an American company, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and that these companies can find ways to change conduct and take action on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead, in addition to being a direct violation of the First Amendment, is not a particularly intelligent threat to make in public. Ted Cruz said he sounded like a mafioso. Although, I don't know, if you want to hear a mob boss make a threat like that, you have to hide a microphone in a deli and park outside in a van with a tape recorder all night long. This genius said it on a podcast. Brendan Carr is the most embarrassing Carr Republicans have embraced since this one. And that's saying something.
But it's one thing to get humiliated by South Park and Jimmy Kimmel and Sinclair's reinstatement of Jimmy Kimmel. It's another thing entirely to have a group of protesters crash an FCC meeting and say that you need to be fired. Watch this.
Fire Carr, the censorship czar! Fire Carr, the censorship czar! Fire Carr, the censorship czar!
Oh, you enjoy promoting a pedophile's agenda.
First of all, I love how you can hear someone just losing their mind and laughing the whole time this is happening. And even this guy can't keep a straight face. He's just laughing and has to move to the chair in the back. But it gets even better when you see some of the signs that they actually held. First and foremost, Get this, they actually censored it in the broadcast. The interruption does not appear to be included in the official stream of the meeting published by the FCC. So they censored their own meeting to get rid of the humiliation. But then, what you didn't get to see was the actual signs that those protesters were holding. One reads, "Brendan, we can do this the easy way, you quit, or the hard way, you're fired." And then other ones just saying "fire Carr" with Brendan and Trump on the poster. And look at this. This guy is wearing a shirt that says Federal Censorship Commission. But it gets even better because here is how it actually happened. I guess this is the snippet that they cut. This is in between the first and second agenda items they had on the docket. And in this clip, you can actually see Carr getting interrupted. Watch this.
Approve. The chair votes yes as well. The item is adopted with editorial privileges as requested. Now, Madam Secretary, would you please proceed to the next item on today's agenda?
Mr. Chairman. Fire Carr, the censorship czar. Fire Carr, the censorship czar. Fire.
Look at that smug little face he has as they cut the audio so nobody can hear it, and then he just sits there and smiles and laughs as if this is at all normal. Though, fun fact, it actually is a little bit normal, because back in 2017, when Donald Trump again was president, there was a lot of pushback against the FCC chair at that time, Ajit Pai, over the net neutrality laws that were going into effect. And there was a lot of pushback and protest against that. John Oliver did a great special that deep dives into the whole thing, but those protests actually ended up in Donald Trump's first FCC chair getting Rick-rolled at an FCC meeting. Watch this.
And so do we. Our commentary is what we're thinking of. We wouldn't sing this to any other part. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. We're gonna give you what net neutrality. Never gonna run around and desert you.
So yeah, classic Donald Trump setting records yet again for having both of his FCC chairs trolled during meetings when they were trying to censor Americans' access to free speech. So yeah, I am happy to see people speaking up about the censorship czar and his attacks on freedom of speech while he takes Trump's puny pecker in his rectum. Unfortunately, we here at the Really American Network, with all of your support, are not going to back down either. So Trump, the entire administration, and Brendan Carr, I can say with confidence,
we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Fire Carr, the censorship czar. Fire Carr,